Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. All right, look out. There you go. Forgot the hat. There you go. All right, first night, Cazz is back and I'm making mistakes. Yeah, well, there you go. All right, so how's it going out there, guys? There's a lot going on about this shooting with Trump. Man, I'm telling you, there's all angles getting covered now. There's a lot of clips out there, a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I'm sticking with what I said. There's something fishy about it. A lot of things don't add up. So yeah, we'll just have to see where it goes. But we got Cazz back tonight. So yeah, Cazz might want to venture into this conversation. I don't know what she's seen while she's been away on a holiday. But yeah, I'm sure in the Bahamas they've actually got internet and stuff. So yeah, I don't really know. We'll find out. Enjoying the cold snap, guys. Snow everywhere. That's brilliant. You know, that's not climate change, is it? You know, the cows stopped farting for a while. We've got JD Vance out there causing all sorts of trouble as, you know, supposed Trump's VP. And I got to promote the website and Project Matilda, guys. So get to the website, right? All the shows are there. You get this website out, get it to people, okay? We're hearing a lot of chatter. People need to know. I was on a work site today. I went to work today. And people just want to know about, you know, what's going on. So, yeah, we're going to have new viewers coming in again, guys, you know, and we are getting out there a little bit more. I know we're highly censored on Facebook. Me trying to find it on this guy's phone today was an absolute joke, but we actually got it there. But anyway, that's where we are. So a few things that are going on. Let's have a look. All right, so what's this first one? We got... all right, so just, you know, something to do with RICO laws maybe, guys. But we've got a medical entrepreneur and her DJ husband arrested over 900 million healthcare fraud scheme. Right, this is in the States, but 900 million, guys, right? And they got that 900 million, right? I think it was in a year or something. Within a year, they billed 900 million. How do you even get away with that? You know, so they're getting thrown under the bus. I don't know too much about it yet. Or, you know, have they been caught by RICO laws? So, again, there is just a hell of a lot, you know, going on, especially in the American scene. with things. The CMFEU, all right, where, as I said, guys, how can you have rotten interrogate rotten? You know, now we've heard that they're going to dissolve the CMFEU. Well, yeah, go on, dissolve the CMFEU. And then what? We won't have any inquiry, which is, you know, not usually an inquiry anyway. But, yeah, no, dissolve it. Yeah, well, I think that'll be sweeping it under the carpet, guys. So let's see what happens. But, you know, while the CMFEU is going down, you know, so is the building industry in New South Wales. And I will go to this one here because I used to work for these people. All right. When I first met Mel, that was 17, 18 years ago, I used to work for this company. I built a school up in Liverpool, near Turtle Landscapes out the back of Windsor for them. And, yeah, done earthworks and concrete and works and built roads and car parks. And, but anyway, it's called Stevens Constructions. And, yeah, these guys were big, man. These guys are a $400 million company. All right. And they done everything from luxury apartments to affordable housing, retail projects, right? Friday formally went into liquidation, according to documents filed with ASAC. So, guys, that's another big hit to the industry. Those guys are a big player. All right. So, again, we're just watching our industries get absolutely crumpled, guys. All right. Now, we've got a thing here, and it's telling us that doctors, right, should now use their status as trusted members of the community. Can you believe it's trusted members of the community? I don't think they're trusted members of the community anymore, to warn patients about the dangers of climate change. This is what our health leaders are saying, guys. The doctors should use their status as a... What, is that because our health leaders haven't got any trusted members in the... Oh, yeah, the community doesn't... We don't trust anyone, you dickheads. All right? But definitely not doctors to lecture us on climate change, okay? We don't need doctors to lecture us on anything. They've been killing us for the last... or attempting to anyway. Anyway, whether they knew about it or not, it's exactly what they've been doing with the bioweapon. So, yeah, they're about to lecture on climate change, guys. So I'd like to see how that's going to go. That might be something, you know, they can also use in the school indoctrination, you know, is, yeah, for the doctors now to push climate change on our kids as well as, you know, gender bending, you know, drugs and, you know, all the rest of the shit that they would like to bring in if they get the doctors in our schools or the GPs, whatever they're doing, guys. We need to look at it. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, here we go. Backyard. Believe this, guys. They're on to us about timber. All right. And they're saying these people are criminals. You know why? Because they reckon now that criminals are preying on Victorians struggling to pay their power bills this winter by flogging them stolen firewood. So, are you kidding? Now, listen to what else they say. Authorities are concerned by the escalating number of commercial operators dealing in black market firewood. A trend they say is rising in the line with cost of living pressures. Now, listen to this. This is how dumb they think we are. Exclusive data from Victoria government conservation regulator shows the number of trees being cut down. Now, what good's a green tree for firewood, guys? Can I just ask that? Number one, seriously? Shows the number of trees being cut down from protected forests each year could cover the MCG nearly 180 times over. Nothing to do with what the government's doing to our forests, but this is some people who are making a buck selling firewood. This is not small quantities of timber. It's quite significant scale, Chief Conservation Regulator. Get ready for it, guys. Kate Gavins. That's Gavens. Kate Gavins. Now, I don't know where she's from, but she's obviously from the Conservation Regulator Office. Okay, they're looking after our future. And we're seeing up to 9,000 trees are being taken per annum across Victoria. Like, this is just an absolute clown show, guys. They're having a dig at people selling firewood and saying that they're cutting down. Like, anyone knows you don't want green wood for a fire. You know, like, people go and take, you know, wood out of forest. Yeah, you know why? Because the trees are falling down. They want the dead wood, and the dead wood's only a fire hazard. So those people should be able to go in there and get firewood and actually sell it to make a buck. I really don't. It's just getting, absolutely crazy. So we've had a guy evacuate. I'm just going to let you know, fishing vessel after a sea snake bite, guys. That's very unusual. Not too many people get bitten by a sea snake. It was probably in the nets, and that's how it got him, because it's even hard for them to bite you. But yeah, just thought I'd throw that out. Okay, so we got more stuff here, guys, on this. Sky News has come out. I'm not going to go right into it, but how on earth? Spy alleged to be within Australian Defence Force. So, again, we're coming out, something will be there, but it'll be distraction, guys, all right? Because with all the events going on, there's something coming, all right? And we know there is. We just don't know exactly what it is. We got an idea, okay? Yeah, and then we've got, Peter Cradlin from, one of the four idiots. But she's calling for the week PM to cut ties with the CMFEU. Well, yeah, that'll be right. Cut ties with it, like deregister them and don't worry about looking at any of the bikies or, sector and, what went on in there. No, don't do that. Just dissolve it and get rid of it. Anyway, there's a bit of what's going on out there, guys, in the, I suppose, the Matrix, So anyway, Cazz is back. We better get her on the show and, round of applause.
Hello.
Come on in, Cazz. There you go.
Thank you to Beck, Jesse, and Franco for covering for me for last week, and I hope you all voted no to Dave's poll. Do we need Cazz back, please?
I'm sure we know we need you back, mate. It's all good.
No, so look, there's heaps of news going around, and we've got a lot of people that are stepping up and doing great jobs. And first of all, thank you. I had a great holiday, but what I've noticed in the Matrix is that it's not happening. The Great Awakening is not happening as we thought it would. What's actually happening is it's awakenings. People are figuring out things in their own things in their own space in their own time, and it's just very positive. It's really positive. So things that was in the realm of conspiracy, even just a few years ago, is now well understood. So I'll thank you guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. All right, let's have a look at the news because there's lots going on now. Amanda Sheedy, she's a friend of the show, and she has done a report. And guys, get over and follow her. She does really in-depth reports on the legislation and the things that are going on. So let's have a look at this.
July 2024. Australia's judicial integrity under fire after judge in CV vaccine cases accused of failing to disclose links to Pfizer. Oh no, poor Pfizer. Oh dear. Anyone feeling bad for Pfizer? Because I'm not. Drug giant Pfizer is facing lawsuits in several countries over allegations of false claims about the effectiveness of its COVID-19 vaccine and concealing its risk. Yeah, they really shouldn't be the only one being put under the microscope for that, but I'll settle for one at this point. In a lawsuit filed last week against the company by the Attorney General for the American state of Kansas, it is alleged that Pfizer concealed evidence that the shot was linked to pregnancy complications, including miscarriage, as well as myocarditis and pericarditis. These last two are now recognised as adverse events by the US Food and Drug Administration. And as I said, recognised here. They had to recognise it. There were too many cases to ignore. The law.
And it's also admitted in their own documents. We'll stop it there.
Yep.
Thanks, Amanda, for that. But guys, head over to our website. You can also go over to her Facebook page. She does really in-depth reports, and this is really particularly important because what it means is that it changes the judicial, the weighting of the judiciary. So I'm going to go over when I get a bit of time and have a look at the full report that she's done. So, but that short report will be available on our website as well.
Yeah, well done, Amanda. This is what we need. We need people attacking this system from every angle, guys, because the system is fake, all right? And fake can't stand up, all right? We know it.
All right, guys, you're all now citizen journalists for our show. Anywhere you go that's doing anything, please just do a 30-second report. Just do a who. You don't even have to show your face. Who, what, why, where, when, how. Just scan it. Say, this is what's going on. This is what we've done. And these are the people involved. If you want to do an interview, that's great. Rosie does it beautifully. And here she is when she's confronted a pharmacist. This is our renegade Rosie.
Because we've just had a forest that fallen over the road where a lot of people have been vaccine injured. And we're doing this really out of kindness to you because the COVID vaccines are killing a lot of people. And we're handing you a cease and desist notice because you're actually leaving yourself open for liability of any of the vaccine damage you cause. And we're doing it because it could mean that you'll lose everything. It's personal liability because informed consent isn't really being given to people. They're not being told of the likelihood of a vaccine injury. So out of concern for you and your family and your house and your livelihood, you really need to be aware because now you've been handed a cease and desist notice. It's going on a register, and I think that all pharmacists need to be aware that they're personally liable if they're not giving fully informed consent. And you might not be aware, but the Pfizer vaccination has in excess of 1,200 adverse events. And
Go, Rosie.
Good on you, Rosie.
So, guys, whenever you go, if you go to My Place, just do a who, what, where, when, why, how. Just 30 seconds.
Yep.
Send it to us so we can let everybody else know what's around.
Yeah, you're right. That pharmacist was clueless there. She was just looking like she had no idea, masked up, Indian by the look of it. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, not that Indian doesn't matter. It could be any nationality, but yeah, definitely, mate, clueless. Absolutely clueless.
Renegade Rosie.
Renegade Rosie.
Legend.
And we are huge fans here of Renegade Rosie. So, and also she's really great because she videos what she does and she posts it up so we can actually play it on the show. So, thank you for that. All right, Albo has weighed into this, and who even knows what he's actually saying? Seriously.
Clearly, that I'm concerned, not related to this incident. I've been talking for a long period of time about people having conflict fatigue in this country, about being able to have a political discourse which is respectful. I think that's the essence of democracy.
All right, who wants to tell Cazz?
Oh, did we play it last night? Sorry.
We played that last night.
Sorry.
That's all right.
My bad.
That's all right. This is what I see, guys. I told you, we come into the studio blind. Cazz throws things in, and there was no double checking here. So yeah, this is how it organically goes. But yeah, Cazz, we had a bit of a chat about that last night and how much.
Oh, good. We'll move on.
He's
then.
an absolute idiot. Yeah, mate. Your comment on it.
Oh, no, well, it's just that the reason. So apparently, there's a shooting because of social media. Like, hello? No, Albo. Here's the thing: is that social media is used today as it's the modern day town hall or town courtyard, and so people actually discuss things, and that's where people change their minds because the best argument wins. That's why political speech is to be so respected and so protected, and so he's just using it as an opportunity. So opportunism. So all right, let's have a look at this one.
Conflict fatigue. Well said, Judy B. Conflict fatigue. Oh, mate.
I'll try to charge their electric car. Council threatened to charge them. The couple facing a fine because, like a lot of Australians, they don't have a driveway.
It's not too bad.
It's not easy being green.
It's illegal for me to charge my car. That seems crazy.
Just ask John and Chantel.
This is a letter. What's it saying? In a nutshell, it's saying that next time I do it, I'll be charged $330.
They were forced to MacGyver a charging system for their clean green Tesla because they have no off-street parking.
We were laying the cable across the footpath. We were then covering the cable with a trip hazard protector.
Problem solved until the North Sydney Council got involved and gave John and Chantel's setup a red light, labelling it unsafe.
We got a letter from council threatening us a $300 fine if we continued to do that.
I do not understand what or how we can cause a risk to pedestrians when the cables are covered with what is an approved safety device.
Now, suddenly, their car is much more expensive to run than what they bargained for.
If I'm able to charge the car during the day, it's free because I can use my solar panels. If I charge it at night, it's costing me under $5 to charge fully. But if I go to a commercial installation, it can cost me $60.
And then you're going to have to rely on the charging in the area, which are not easy to find.
John says support for drivers of electric cars is stalling.
I think it's an impediment to the take-up of electric vehicles. And we're in a climate emergency.
Really?
Everything we can.
Really? Really? You're a dumb ass for buying it in the first place, especially without a garage. But then you can't put it in your garage because you can't get insurance, you know, because if they blow up, they're not insured. So they can't be in a garage. They've got to be outside, but you can't plug them in unless you're going to pay an extra $330 each time you decide to charge your car. See, the government does care. It does care about you. It's watching everything you do. It's trying to make sure that everything goes just right.
It's all part of the agenda, though, and you can see that as well with the commission. And Ian Plimer has weighed in on this with Alexandra Marshall.
Does it matter if our judges are scientifically illiterate activists? Are they able to cause real damage to our society with this flaw in their thinking?
Well, very much so. The UK Supreme Court recently came down with a decision, and in that decision they claimed that 90% of carbon dioxide emissions were from human activity. That's absolutely and totally demonstrably wrong, and I don't see how they can get it so wrong. And they got it wrong because they looked at one UN document, only got to page 3, and there they plucked out a figure. Now, we know that instead of 90% of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere from human emissions, it's 3% or perhaps even less. The other 97% are natural emissions from ocean degassing, from volcanoes, from respiration. So they got a fundamental fact incorrect. And I would have thought that a Supreme Court would have actually done their own fact-checking. They would have weighed up the evidence right across the board. And this evidence comes from many, many sources. And instead of using one discredited source, they would have used many, many sources and weighed up the evidence. They got it demonstrably wrong. And what that means is the people's cost of energy in the UK is going to go up. The environmental movement has been given a free kick, and they are going to create havoc and put people out of work. So I can't see how a Supreme Court judge, Justice Leggett, Lord Leggett, should I say, managed to use one discredited reference, got the numbers wrong, didn't even check it, and that formed the basis of a very, very broad-reaching decision.
Well, you know what? In his calculations and everything, right, because they only read up to page 3, well, on page 4, it covered chickens huddling in coops and cow farts. And they never got to it, guys. See, and that would have changed the whole scenario. They never got there. They only went to page 3. Unbelievable.
The interesting thing about this is, though, you've got the these are the following commitments that can be adopted as the Labor Party's 2025 election reform.
You're a conspiracy. They wouldn't do this, Caz. You're a conspiracy theorist, aren't you? You come back from holidays all lefty. They wouldn't do this.
Well, renewable energy projects will receive increased taxpayer funding, allowing union-controlled superannuation funds access to infrastructure projects, investments, blah, 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 blah. The costs of the wind and solar projects are to be limited to the direct costs of the panel and turbine construction. And further taxation measures that may be adopted after the election can include inheritance tax, removal of negative gearing, sugar tax, marginal income tax, Medicare levy increased to 5% for people on incomes above 100,000, superannuation portfolios with balances of more than 500,000 to be taxed at 30%, and 15% taken as annuity, and fuel excise increased to 65%.
Politicians exempt, guys, from the first 3. Politicians exempt. Caz, read them 3 that have got the politicians exempt.
The politicians exempt. Which ones are they? The first 3.
It's the last paragraph, the start of the last paragraph, last set of points. Hasn't it got in brackets? Politicians excluded. It has. I've read it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Inheritance tax, members of Parliament excluded. Removal of negative gearing, members of Parliament excluded. So Like, it's just outrageous how they treat us, and we put up with it. It's just, well, we don't. The general public do. But they're waking up.
Unbelievable.
It is. Yeah. No, it's unbelievable. But, you know, but we're getting there. So that's good. All right. There's calls for this lady to step down, and probably should be. Let's have a look.
Tonight for the Premier to sack the besieged Child Protection Minister, Katrine Hilliard. With her department embroiled in a sex scandal involving youngsters in state care, she'd planned a holiday but then thought better of it.
Her department may be in crisis, yet Katrine Hilliard had a 3-week family holiday in the works.
Katrine Hilliard has shown that she's had the wrong priorities since day one.
The opposition calling a press conference this morning, slamming the timing of her trip.
The minister was set to go away, and we now understand that in response to our calls, the minister has now cancelled that leave.
That claim flatly denied by her colleagues.
My understanding is that's not the case whatsoever, and that's something that she's been talking to her family about for some time.
Parliament's official record of the minister's leave listed Nat Cook and Claire Scriven as her temporary replacements. That was Thursday. Then a sudden change. By Friday afternoon, Cook's office was told she was no longer required.
What's interesting is the mainstream media are actually actually covering these things, and that's just unusual. And this is the one that they covered as well. So in plain sight, after 52 boys groomed. Now this was a Tasmanian police officer. So over his 30-year career, he groomed up to 52 boys.
We got some other stuff going on we got some other stuff going on in Tassie at the moment too. I've got to I got a phone call today. I got to get on to some people, but little place down there, guys, called St Helens in Tasmania. We'll just let you know, you pedos, we're going to expose you. All right, so St Helens pedo ring. Guru's on your case. All right.
Now, on that, we should actually bring this in. This is Teresa. I'm going to get her name wrong. So Teresa Van Leishart, we've had her on the show. We'll get her on again, and she's got a new book out.
Hello, everyone. My name is Teresa Van Leishart. I'm a qualified teacher for 28 years. Here is my new book, my brilliant new book, Political Persecution of Women and Children World. It's published in Australia. It's 556 pages. 556 pages of research evidence and real-life experiences impacting the world's women, children, and good men. It's published in Australia. We'll post it all over Australia and all over the world.
We'll get her on for an interview. But I just wanted to cover the fact that she's got a new book out. And on that, so we've also got the other news is the CFMEU, but I did not know this story.
There's been a bank robbery.
Spoke to 9 News as part of our joint investigation into the union, claiming 18-year-old Ben was bullied to death. Reed Butler with this exclusive.
North Ringwood Football Club is Tammy Palmer's happy place.
Hello, Tammy. Hey, boys.
But there's someone missing, her 18-year-old son, Ben.
He had planned to kick 100 goals this year, so let's see. I don't know if he would have.
But he'd never even get the chance. In January, Ben went to work his first day on a CFMEU site. That night, he would die of an overdose.
A day before his 19th birthday, they locked him in a shed for 3 or 4 hours, just, a young boy with mental health issues.
While the CFMEU denies the claims, Tammy says her son, a proud Gunditjmara teen, was relentlessly bullied because he was wearing the shirt of a small Indigenous construction firm he'd previously worked for, one the CFMEU didn't like because it was aligned with rival union, the AWU.
If Ben had another shirt on, none of this would be an issue.
9 News obtained these videos showing Ben's former boss from the same Indigenous firm receiving similar treatment from a CFMEU official at another site.
You're a rat. I declared you're a dog in front of the boys. What are you going to do about it? You're a dog, and you're a dog too.
He would have felt worthless, useless. like he'd done something wrong.
It's the kind of toxic worksite culture that starts at the very top, according to a months-long investigation from 9 News, 60 Minutes and 9 newspapers. Revelations including this security vision showing ex-CFMEU boss John Setka dumping a suitcase outside the home of fellow senior union official Leo Skadoumbas. He spoke to 60 Minutes.
I think the message is quite clear, and that was, you speak out against us, we know where you are, and we can get to you.
It's you in the tape, though, Mr. Setka.
More false allegations, no intimidation. Once again, use a big source on everything.
Be nice. Stop the bullying, the standover tactics, the bullshit.
It's been going on all my life, guys. It's, you know, like not as bad as what Setka and that played it, but it's always been there. And I know what these guys would have got up there, bringing the bikies in, and, you know, I know what the construction industry is. But, yeah, go, Caz.
Well, no, just on that, I wanted to actually talk about this as well. So, former building and construction watchdog boss demands Labor return millions in CFMEU donations. So this is very interesting. It's heating up.
Yeah, well, and it ought to. You know, it's been way too long coming. But yeah, it should be heating up because it's just wrong. You know, we've seen it. You know, we've seen it. We all know, you know, especially when you work in it.
Well, that's exactly right. And we've actually got a few, you know, it's interesting because Churchill said, we shall fight them in France, we shall fight them on the seas and the oceans, we shall fight them on the beaches, shall fight them on the landing grounds, and we shall never surrender. I think our motto ought to be, we shall fight them at the Governor General's, we shall fight them in the media, we shall fight them in the courts, we shall fight them in the court of public opinion, and we shall never surrender. And our weapons of warfare will be our voices. And we've got a few court appointments that are coming up, which I think are really important. So if people can get along, then they should. Now, Monica is taking on the Victoria Police. That's Tuesday the 23rd, and that's at the County Court of Victoria. Now, we've also got this is actually hilarious. I cannot believe that the media actually published this story, but they did. Anyway, so sovereign citizen calls Ballarat a belligerent flagless vessel. So he's taken. Wow. They've actually covered that he took them on. Now this is Jonathan Treverton. He's friends of the show. We've actually we've had him on the show before, and he challenged the magistrate on the legality, on her jurisdiction, on basically, on everything. And down here, his court hearing is on the 22nd, on July the 22nd. So if people are around, get along to that, because our people need to be there to actually, to make sure that, we can see what they're up to. Oh, and on that, let's do this one as well. So this is Frank's, is it? This is Sydney. Yeah, Mondays
Sydney,
from 11
Frank
a.m.
and Belinda. Yeah, it's Sydney at the Governor's residence in Sydney, guys. Yep, every Monday morning, 11 a.m. sharp.
So, yeah, that's good. And we've also got Take Back Our Borders. The next one is on July the 27th. That's at the USA, and Dave's a part of that.
Yep. And we got to get our borders back too, guys. That's why I'm promoting and pushing, and because we all our borders are under threat, or they're not under threat, they're under infiltration.
We've also got the Terra Australis States Assembly, and that's on Saturday, the 20th of July, and that's 10 to 12 p.m., and that's at the Ready Function Room at the Red Line Hotel in Rockhampton. And this is an important notice to the people of Mandurah, Western Australia, calling all property owners, businesses, business leasing premises, residents to attend the next Mandurah Council meeting for a peaceful gathering. It's outside the council chambers on the 23rd of July from 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And it's only for 1 hour. So, yeah, if you're available, get along to that. You've also got an evening with the former senators Rod Cullerton and Len Harris, the truth about land titles and property titles. That is on Wednesday, the 24th of July, and that's the doors open at 7 p.m. for 7:30 start, the Polish House Sirena. And that's at, I think it's pronounced Rowville. Also, a special guest speaker, Renegade Rosie.
Yay, Renegade Rosie.
Thursday, the 25th of July at the Guildford Leagues Club. And
Yep.
yeah, that's
Go get them,
Kate
Rosie.
Kelly and
Yeah.
Councillor
Don't worry about
Steve
them.
Bristow.
Don't worry about them.
Okay.
It's all about
We only
Rosie.
like
We don't
our
care
own.
about them. Rosie.
Yeah, go Rosie. Also got the Sydney book launch, and you're invited to that. It's the Brady Gun Foundation. It's the Legends of the Freedom Movement, which is USRA, with Millions Rise, Smoke and Joe, Save the World Army, Doris Usman, Breathe Free with D, Naomi Cook, Australians for Safe Tech, and an after party with the Freedom Family. So that is on at 6 p.m. on August 3rd, 2024, and that's at the Central Business CBD, but it's to be announced. Sydney Night Show, 10th to the 11th of August, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Oh, yeah, Rosehill Racecourse.
Kevy. Yep, that's Kevy Newton's. And yeah, get there, guys, and support him. All right? Get there.
Yeah, awesome, guys. Go, guys. We've got so much happening. It's awesome.
And on Facebook, we've got Mondays at Maggie's. All right, there's a Facebook page. If you can join that with Frank and that and give him a bit of give him a bit of love, guys. All right, Monday at Maggie's. So that's a Facebook page that they've made up for this event.
We'll get it on the website.
We'll get it up. Yep.
Oh, okay. So it's pronounced Mandra. Thank you. Thank you for that correction there. All right. Qantas Politics have weighed into something about the state of the economy. Let's have a listen.
Oh, there's been a bank robbery. How much was stolen? 16 million. 16 million? Where's this dole bludger? We'll lock him up for good. No, it was the bank. Which bank? The Commonwealth Bank. Okay. It was the Commonwealth Bank that stole the 16 million. From who? From their workers. Oh, is that all? Don't need this. Oh, what do you mean? I'm sure it was just a mistake. They stole over 7,000 people's wages. Maybe CommBank didn't know it was happening. They were aware since 2010. And then I'm sure they fixed the issue. The wage theft continued for almost 10 years. I'm sure they didn't lie to their employees about it. Representations to employees in July 2018 were labelled either false or misleading. Probably a small local incident. Widespread. All right, we'll look into it. Oh, good. What's the prison time for something like this? Prison? For a misunderstanding like this? No. I'll give them a ring and we'll negotiate a settlement. $10 million? Sounds like a lot. They just posted a profit of $10 billion. And? Hang on, if I went in there and stole $1,000, I'd go to prison for up to 5 years. And? But if CommBank steals $16 million from 7,000 people, they get a 0.1% fine. Yeah. Did you steal $1,000 from a bank? No. That was short.
Look, he does a really good job, but the thing
He
about
does.
this is that like it's actually like it's such a thing. We've got these situations coming up. We've got the rise of the new working homeless. Now, this basically this woman was bashed in a tent because she's working, but she can't afford to rent. So you've got these horrible situations.
And we're just giving 250 million over to Ukraine, guys.
Yeah. Oh well, actually, and on that,
250 million to fix our problem.
Yeah, and you know what the other thing about that is. Brad Jammon, he handled Brad Jammon, sorry.
Yeah, my whole studio's dropping. Anyway, keep going. You're right.
All right. He's actually posted, he said, I'm Australian, but I regard President Trump as my elected leader now, an Australian president. Major news just came out of Hungary today. Their feature story, Australia is officially the #1 weapons supplier to Ukraine.
Yep.
How is that possible?
Yep. And, 250 million, it's just insane, guys. And we got people, that can't eat, And if they can eat, we got poison food in the shelves. It's just like, if we had enough, I'll tell you what, because, it's insane. 250 million for washing. You're right, David Deacon. Well said, bro. Money laundering.
Well, the thing is, too, that you've got, and this is the plan that they've got. So we have talked about these kinds of cities and, we're conspiracy theories. But a number of suburbs will soon be unrecognisable as new micro-cities emerge. And things will change in a big way. So they're talking about high-density living, and they're talking about exactly what we've discussed. And what we've discussed is what are they called? The 15-minute cities. So
Yep.
but it's not a 15-minute city. It's called micro living.
Yep.
So
yeah, got it all under, as they think, under control. And as long as we let them, they have. And they're going to push forward. So
yeah, that's it. All right. So I just want to share this one last thing because it's really funny. So Babylon B again knocking it out of the park. Trump indicted for inciting assassination attempt. Still stay through. They probably will.
Yeah, we're going to continue to let the dust settle on Trump at the moment. All right, because there's more stuff coming in, guys. Everybody had phones. All right, there's more and more footage coming in, but there's really some suspect stuff. We went into a bit of it last night, but yeah, let's just watch and see. But I tell you what, it's a real head F. All right, it's really doing people's heads in, guys. All right, around the world. The chats are. I only got on this afternoon after I got home from work, but yeah, people are just, it's just everyone's just got to settle down. Do what we got to do, guys, which is get your communities back. That's where this starts. Right, your responsibility is in your community. All right, so that's where we got to start it, guys. That's where we got to get going. All right, and from there we can work something. All right, but it's going to get rough, guys. It's about to get rough.
They're planning that birth. Now I haven't verified this, but it came from somebody who usually does verify owner stuff, and I believe that was the White Rabbit. Bird flu dance choreographers, dance captains. So they need people to choreograph for the bird flu. So now, as I said, not verified, but let's just wait and see how it plays out. So, but yeah, so this is what they've got in the works at the moment.
Yeah, it was a bit argumentative on Darraz's space tonight, Sabo Sue, yeah, for sure. But that's what I mean. Everyone just needs to just calm down. You know what I mean? We're watching things play out, guys, and we've just got a job to do, all right? And that's you and your community and your family. That's it, right? Putting pressure on your local constituents. Not constituents, you have local politicians, by you constituents. All right, this is what it's going to take, guys, and this is what we've got to do. All right, because they are just under instruction from the New World Order to keep belting you around the ear holes until you submit to your little 6x6, whatever they're going to give you, feed you every day on bugs. All right, tell you whether you can have the internet, whether you can't have the internet. All right, tell you when it's time to have another vaccine. Guys, they're running towards their finish line. All right, and we've got what we need, right, to pull them up. But we got to put the team together, guys. All right, that's what we got to do. All right. With that, welcome back, Cazz. Thank you. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a great night.
Good night, guys.
I don't know what's taking us out tonight. What is that, Dave?
Good music.
Donovan on the drum.
Yeah, Donovan's in this.
Well done, Donovan.
Take it down, let it burn upon the ground, 'cause the flag of democracy is dead. It's been crushed beneath the wheels of a million covert deals, while the innocent were sleeping in their beds. Oh, the joy of a darling baby boy, soon another soldier marching to the drum. Fly away from the deadly games they play. Don't let the half-truths mesmerize you, son. Oh, the newsprint and nightmares show us chaos in the streets, while the leaders light the patriotic way. And the truth and the lies are the ashes in the fires, as the propaganda furnaces they blaze. Pray to God, won't you save the righteous Lord? Because we know you're on the side of those who pray. And our souls, oh our souls, on the judgment day we're told, will be colored by the deeds we do today. Oh, the newsprint and nightmares show us chaos in the streets, while the leaders show the true enlightened way. And each woman, man and child are the victims of their smiles as the propaganda furnaces they blaze. Take it down, let it burn upon the ground, 'cause the flag of democracy is dead. It's been crushed beneath the wheels of a million covert deals, while the innocent were sleeping in their beds. Yeah, while the innocent were sleeping in their beds. Yeah, while we were all sleeping in our beds.